guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Allie and welcome to today's video. Obviously by the title, we're going to be talking all things Instagram and content creation for Instagram related. This is something I've wanted to film for a little while because if you follow me on Instagram, I've been doing like Instagram content creation for the last 6 or 7 months, and I've learned a lot along the way of just navigating Instagram, how to create content, all stuff like that, and I wanted to share it in case it helps someone or someone who's starting out on their journey, because it's stuff I wish I had known before. So I've broken down the video into like a few different categories, so I'm just going to share with you guys my tips and experience of what I've learned over the last little while. I wrote them down, so hopefully this video is like seamless and organized. Okay, so my first tip of the video is to just start. And I know that is probably one of the most cliche tips someone could give you when you're wanting to do something new or doing something you've never done before, but honestly I like still kick myself to this day that I didn't start doing this 5 years ago. The reason I say to just start, one, obviously to get over your fear of what other people will think or just doing it for yourself, but the main reason I say it is because before I started Instagram, I did so much planning of like what I wanted my content to look like, what I wanted my feed, my like aesthetic, and like understanding the kind of platform I wanted to like grow. Yes, you can plan and figure out what you want your platform to look like as you start to produce content, but until you actually post the content, you'll never truly understand like what your audience likes or what works for you. When I first started out, I would do outfit photos, detailed shots, like pictures of sunsets, coffees, and the more content you put out, the more you're gonna see like how your audience reacts. And now I know to this day, like when I look at my engagement for all my photos, I can tell you that the photos that do the best for me, the ones where I'm standing back and it's a full outfit photo, those do really well for me. So the main reason of just starting is because you want to see what does well for you and what your audience likes and what's going to help grow your account. If it's for me posting outfit photos more often because that's what my audience likes, I know I'm going to focus on that. But if you're a fitness content creator and you can't decide whether you should be at home videos, gym videos, when you post those photos, the engagement back is going to tell you what way to go and what's going to help you grow your platform, if that makes sense. And then my second tip off of like just starting is, again, as you post more content, you're going to figure out what people like, but it's also narrowing down your niche, however people pronounce it. So for me, mine is fashion, and if you look at my Instagram, it's very heavily related to fashion. The majority, I would say 80% of my photos are all about fashion, and the reason I think it's really important to like stay in one category and not do like a little bit of everything is because when you attract followers to your platform, if they're coming to your platform because they saw a nice outfit I posted or they liked one of my reels and they follow me for that, if I don't keep up with the fashion content for the original reason why they followed me, they're gonna not engage with my photos or they'll unfollow me. So that's why I just think it's really important to stick in one area, whether that's health or fashion or lifestyle. Don't get me wrong, like I'm not saying you can't only just do fashion, because if you follow me, like I post food, but at the end of the day, I always have a core focus on fashion. I hope that makes sense. Okay, well, my second topic and tip of the day for Instagram is utilizing all of Instagram's features. And so there's kind of like two segments. One is the style of content you can create on Instagram, and it's something I truly need to take my advice on more because I don't do it as much as I want to do. But what I mean is Instagram has the option for you to post a story, a grid post, a grid video, a reel, IGTV, guides, and I think that's pretty much it. So when I say take advantage and like use all of the features Instagram has, try to post to your stories, try to post reels, try to post guides, which I am working on doing. I haven't gotten to my guides yet, but I find the more you take advantage of all the different types of content you can create on Instagram, the algorithm and like Instagram platform is going to like favorite your content, favorite your account, and push it through the algorithm. If you're any type of content creator, start taking advantage of reels, which I think honestly is number one. I personally have just started doing reels. I know some people have seen crazy growth and success with reels. So yeah, just using all the different features that Instagram has, I think is really beneficial. And again, I need to do that because I only do feed posts and reels and stories, and I have never done IGTV in a guide, but I'll get there soon. And then my second tip that goes along under Instagram features is using all of the different elements that Instagram offers when you post a photo and when you make a story or when you make a reel. And so what I mean by that is, for example, if I post a picture on my feed, I'm always gonna put the location, I'm always gonna tag the brands of the clothes I'm wearing, and I'm always gonna use hashtags. I'll put some of my pictures of like my Instagram engagement on the screen here. But if you see like a few of my photos just from the location, I got all this engagement just from putting the location on my photo. Or for hashtags, because I'm putting and utilizing all the 30 hashtags that Instagram lets you use per post, I'm drawing attention and impressions from hashtags to my pictures, and I think that's really beneficial to try to get as much engagement and activity to every post that you post, as well as if you tag the brands, that gives you the opportunity for the brand to see you and then potentially repost your content. The same thing goes for reels. Really try to use the hashtags, try to make strong captions. And for stories, something that's really good for your engagement as well is putting stickers on your story posts that make your audience engage. I definitely want to start doing it more, but if I put like a poll, like, oh, like I'm having coffee today, are you coffee or matcha, like stuff like that, just putting engagement stickers on your posts that make your audience engage with your stories to really up your exposure. My third category is engagement, and it kind of falls off of the last category. Something I underestimated with Instagram is how important engagement on every post is. Like, it's not about your number of followers, it's about the number of people who like your post, save your post, share your post, and comment. And so I think that's something really important to focus on. Before we get into this, if you don't have a business account or like a content creator blogger account, then I would switch to that, because then you can see all of your engagement, and then obviously your account should be public. But with engagement is the more you engage with other people's content, the more people are going to engage with your content. And I think that's a huge thing that I've noticed with growth, with getting my engagement up, with getting comments, and just getting that activity that I want on my post, is finding people who are also in the same like niche as me with the same amount of followers. That's one of my biggest tips that I think that goes unnoticed, is how important it is to just engage with other people's content in general to get that engagement back. And I mean in general too, you should just be supporting other people who are doing something like you. And you also can make so many cool friends from Instagram. I talk to so many people throughout the week on my Instagram, and everyone's so supportive and sweet, so that's also a huge perk of that as well. So my fourth category is all about editing photos. And I could probably do a video on editing photos, because editing photos literally made me want to pull my hair out when I first started. I would be so frustrated and so annoyed I would look at all these people's beautiful photos and I'd be like, how do you edit your photos? Like, and it took me so long, but I finally have got it to a point where like I understand how photo editing works, lighting, all this stuff. So my first tip is, if you want like a very specific filter on your feed and have like a very I don't know what the best word is, like a very like dominant aesthetic, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. Then my favorite like full filter apps would be definitely Visco. Pay the $30. The filters on Visco are so cool, but they're very distinct, I guess is what I'm trying to say, like a very distinct filter. Or another one that's like really good is the Tezza app, or you can also buy like other influencers presets. But I'm getting off topic. If you want some really good editing apps, I would say Visco and Tezza for like filters. And then I personally don't use those apps, but I did. But I use Lightroom. Download Lightroom. It will be your best friend. It is free. But once you download it, and this was my problem, I was so intimidated by it. I was like, this is so extreme. I don't like this. I don't understand how to use this. And I kind of gave up on it. Which I shouldn't have done. But honestly, go onto YouTube, just search Lightroom presets, or like minimalistic presets, or gray neutral presets, anything like that. Just look up Lightroom presets and it will teach you step by step how to edit your photos, how to like change the lighting, how to change the color. And I remember when I found these videos, I don't know why I didn't think to look on YouTube. I don't know. I watched this full tutorial on how you use Lightroom, and it like changes my photos completely. I will take photos and I will look at them and I'll be like, these suck, like the lighting is just brutal, but then I'll put them into Lightroom and I'll adjust the lighting and I'm like, wow, Like, it's just a game changer. And so maybe another video I'll do is just like how I specifically edit my videos using Lightroom. But in the meantime, download Lightroom, look at a whole bunch of tutorials, play around with it, and just have fun and see what you like to create. But really spend the time in like doing your research and understanding how to edit. And my last topic for this video is working with brands. And before I get into it, I'll just share a little bit about my experience with brands. I have never been paid to post anything on my Instagram. It's always in a collaboration format where they will gift me something and then I'll post it on my Instagram. I know a lot of people spend time pitching to brands and trying to monetize their Instagram and getting paid to create content for brands. I personally have only been doing this for 6 months, and so my number one priority right now is to build up my platforms and figure out the type of content and style I want to create before I start working with brands, because if I'm not 100% in my content already, I just don't want to start creating content that I don't love for brands, because I just always want to create what's best for them. So I've never been paid to post anything. I would love to get there one day. I'm just trying to like build up my own platforms before I start pitching myself, and I'm really confident in the content I already have. But don't get me wrong, I have worked with brands. This sweater is from Nasty Gal. It was gifted to me, and I love working with brands. I also just make sure that every brand I work with I love, and I would post them even if they didn't gift it to me, if that makes sense. But anyways, let's get into the topic of working with brands. So my first tip, and something I didn't know, I always, when I looked at these content creators, I was like, wow, they have so many brands probably rushing to them to post and make content for them. Until I got into doing Instagram a bit, I learned that so much of it comes from you yourself. So if you want to work with a brand, you have to pitch yourself. So for example, I pitched myself to Nasty Gal. I DM'd Nasty Gal and I was like, my name's Ali, I'm a fashion content creator. I absolutely love your clothing. Is there an email I could send my proposal to in hopes of working together? And then most of the time they reply and they're like, oh yes, please email this person, or please fill out this form, or they'll give you an answer. And then from that answer, I take the email and I write them an email and I pitch myself to them, just sharing what type of content I would create for them, that I could do YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and then I talk about the brand. I love whatever brand it is. You just share that you love it, and then you send them emails. So that's my number one tip, is don't be afraid to reach out to brands, but do it in a respectful and like sincere manner, because I think people can see through if you're just wanting free stuff. But if you genuinely love a brand and you already purchased from them, I don't think there's any harm in reaching out to work together. So that's a really great way to do it. And then obviously as you grow and the more brands you reach out to, if people want to collaborate for you, that's when you can start charging rates for stories, reels, YouTubes, feed posts, everything like that. And then my second tip though, of when you're reaching out to brands, is to always include a media kit. And this is something, again, that was really new to me at the beginning. I heard people talk about it, I didn't really understand what it was. And if you go onto YouTube, or even just search like in Google, there is so much information about what a media kit is. And basically, to sum it up, it's a little blurb about who you are, a few pictures of your content, and then the most important thing is putting your engagement. And again, engagement comes back to how many people are liking your photos based on the amount of followers you have. What's your audience demographic? Female, male, what age are they? It's just looking at your engagement from your followers, because someone could have 10,000 followers and get 100 likes, or you could have 2,000 followers and get 500 likes. It's a huge difference. They want to see what your actual analytics of your Instagram is, basically. Also, major tip, that is why don't ever buy your followers, because it will kill your Instagram engagement, because you're buying bots and these bots don't like your posts, so it's just going to drop your engagement like crazy. And brands always want to look at your engagement, not your followers. Yeah, don't buy your followers. When you're making your media kit, after you do all your research and everything like that, when you're making it, I find making it can be hard, and you want it to be aesthetic. You want it to represent your platform and like the aesthetic you have. So I would go to Canva. Canva is one of the best apps for photo editing, graphic design, not photo editing, like graphic design basically, for YouTube thumbnails. That's where I make all my YouTube stuff. And then they actually have a template for media kits. Make it fun, make it easy to read, and then always attach that in your emails when you are pitching your brands. But that is everything I have for my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it's helpful to someone out there and it gives you a little insight into what goes behind the scenes of everything on Instagram. And I hope to do more like these in the future. So I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.